everyone, it's Jessica here with another layout for a Cherry on Top Crafts. I'm also pairing this up with the Scrap Timber Challenge and the Mad About Mini Paper series. Today's prompt for Scrap Timber is to use a 6x6 paper pad. I'm cheating just a little bit and using a 6x8 paper pad. And I've pulled out the Rust and Revs collection. This is an all new collection in the Cherry on Top shop by 49 and Market, and it is perfect for all of my kids and husband's grungy adventures. It has lots of good rusty bits in it, and I just love it. So I've pulled that out along with these Lawn Fawn dies that my friend Natalie enabled me to buy because they are just wonderful, and it creates this scalloped fringe whenever you run it through your manual die cutting machine. As you can see, my manual die cutting machine is very well loved and falling apart, but it still works. So I've got this, I'm running these through here on some of these different pattern papers, and I've pulled out this photo of my little guy. This is my oldest son, but this is from a few years ago, so he was quite small in this picture, but this is a picture of him at our favorite tractor show event that happens a couple times a year, and he is standing next to an Oliver Cletrack tractor, and his name is actually Oliver Cleland, so he is named very, very closely to this, so of course we had to get his photo next to it. So I'm just matting my photo with a couple of these pattern papers. As you saw there, I actually just used a scrap from one of the ones that I ran through my Big Shot machine to cut out the die, and I had a scrap left over, so I just used it to mat my photo. There's a little space at the top sticking out, so I just stapled it a couple times just to keep that little strip on there and attached, and then I matted again and just roughed it up on the edges. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do with my photo at this point. I'm going to go ahead and start adhering down my little strips, and I'm just using some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive for this. It does dry clear, so I don't have to worry about this poking out anywhere or seeing any of that adhesive if I'm a little bit messy with it, which I usually am, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and start sticking all of these down, and then I thought, you know what, this would look really cool if I did some machine stitching across the tops of all of these as well. It does come with the die to finish off the top. It's just a straight kind of stitched die, but I decided to just add my own stitches instead. So I'm just going to finish tacking all of these down, and then I'm going to run this through my sewing machine, which is just a Brother Project Runway edition. It sounds fancier than what it is. It's actually just a cheap sewing machine. So I just run it through and do some white stitching on here, which you'll see here in a second. I do all my cutting off camera. I know when I matted my photo, you didn't see that part. I have a pretty big paper trimmer. It's an older Martha Stewart one that they don't make anymore, and I just love. So I always do my cutting off camera. There's my finished stitches from my sewing machine, and I am just going to actually tuck a couple more of these underneath some of these just to give them some more pop and dimension and add some more color to this. I really love all of these beautiful rusty colors. It is totally my jam, and I just love how they all coordinate so well together. And I'm just going to tuck a few of these in here for some dimension. And I just love this die. I cannot wait to use this die on like a mermaid style layout for my baby girl, maybe swimming in the pool or something, because I think this die is just perfect for that. I've got some Nuvo splattering here that I'm going to do. I have this is just some Nuvo Mist and some black Heidi Swapp Color Shine. So I'm just going to flick this onto my paper just to add some splatters, make it a little bit more grungy. I was going to use that Mischievous title, but I actually find a better one here in a second. I was going through these rub-ons. I really want to use some of those on this page. I love these rub-ons. They're so pretty. And then this comes with these little laser cut embellishments too. Look how many are on these, and they are double-sided. They're like folded in half, so you've got two sides to this, and then there's 4 sheets of them all together. So I love all of these. They're just so grungy and cool to add to these layouts of my boys, and when they have garage time with daddy, they'll be perfect for that. I'm just going to add a couple of these rub-ons, so I'm just trimming off the ones that I want and then peeling off that backing and sticking it right down to my layout, and then I'll use my little tool, which is actually just a bone folder, to do my rub-on transfer. I found that other die cut in the die cut pack that says boys and their toys, and I just thought that was perfect for this layout because he's just posing by his favorite little tractor. And I just thought that would be perfect on this one. So I'm going to use that as my title instead. And I decided I'm going to scatter some of these wordy bits around on the layout as well, because I really love all these cute little coordinating wordy phrases that come in this die cut pack. And I just thought they would look so cute along with those scalloped fringy borders just kind of scattered around the page. So this layout came together fairly quickly. It's pretty simple for the most part, but I just love adding all these little layers and all of these little fun embellishments. I love these little gears. They're just the perfect feel for this layout. It kind of looks like there's a gear on the side of that tractor, so it just went perfectly along with that photo, and it really kind of makes the colors in this photo just pop with the green grass and the sky because it was really bright. So I just love the way that this collection brings out the colors in my actual photo, which is kind of something I always strive for. I always try to mix my collections with my photos and kind of make everything match and make my photos be the main focal point, because in the end, that's really my goal here. I'm documenting my photo memories, so I want the photo to shine on my page. I don't want to hide it so much or kind of dull it out with all of my snazzy embellishments. I want it to be the focus. I've got this classic little wordy bit there that I'm going to use at the bottom. I just thought that was perfect for this little tractor because it is a classic. It's pretty old, and this is an antique tractor show that we go to twice a year, so I thought that was just perfect. I'm going to actually pop my photo up off the page to give it some dimension, so I'm just using my jumbo foam tape roll to pop this up. I'm just trimming some pieces down to put on here, and then I'll peel those backing pieces off and actually adhere it down to my page. Can't remember. I think I need to do this rub on. Yep, I need to do the rub on transfer. So here's that bone folder tool that I use, and I just run it along my paper there and do that transfer and then peel that backing piece off. I usually peel the backing off kind of slowly so that I can make sure that I've gotten all the parts adhered properly. So there's my photo. It's going to go right there. I'm going to continue gluing down the rest of these little embellishments, and I'm going to get my title on there. I've got to pop it up as well because it is going kind of overlapping with my photo. So I want to make sure that I use some foam tape on that as well. But I'm just going to do with the one side, and then I put some Nuvo glue on the part that's actually attached and overlays on the photo. I need to grab some thread yet to pop into that little title piece because there's a couple holes in there, like it has some tags in behind it. So I'm going to grab some thread here for that in a moment. But I decided to add a couple more rub-on transfers before I finish this one up. I really loved this one. It's just super appropriate for this layout. I loved my son's hair in this one and how long and curly it was. And he has now since made me cut it, and I cried. I didn't want to cut it, but he wanted to be a big boy when he went to kindergarten. So a few weeks into kindergarten, when he was due for a haircut, he asked me to chop it all off, and I cried. I didn't want it to go. I didn't want to see his curls go. And now he wears it shorter and hates when I put any product in it and make it messy and cute. He likes it flat. So, whatever makes the kid happy, but I really, really loved his curls. But he wanted to be a big boy, so it's okay. I'm just going to finish this one off by adding some sequins from my stash here. They're by Spiegel Mom. So I'm just going to add a whole bunch of these. This is the bookish mix, and I just like to use my little sequin tool and some Nuvo glue for that because, again, it's going to dry clear, so I don't have to worry about how messy I am. So I'm just going to add all of these. I'll speed this up, and then I just got to pop my date stamp in here and some more staples. And that's it for this one. If you guys want to grab anything from the Cherry on Top shop, I will link everything in the description below for you, so you can just click on the links and it takes you right to everything. Super easy and simple. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for being here and supporting each and every one of us playing along with the Scraptember prompts and the Mad About Mini Paper Pad series. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.